Hello everyone, my name is Brianna, and today I will be using CajunAvenger.github.io to go over my favorite Pokemon of every generation of every type. So, let's get started. I will leave a link to this website in the description below, so you can do this for yourself. First up, we have Normal for Kanto, and my favorite Normal type in Kanto has to be Porygon. I love Porygon, it's always been one of my favorites. For Fire, I love Flareon. Flareon is one of my favorite evolutions. It's a really awesome evolution as well, so I'm just going to go with Flareon. There's a lot of water types in Kanto, but I'd say my favorite has to be Slowpoke, actually. Slowpoke was actually my first ever shiny in Pokemon Go, and I named it Shiny Broski, and I evolved it into a Slowbro. I still have it, by the way. For grass, there's not a lot of grass types in Kanto, but I'd have to say my favorite is Oddish. I love Oddish. It's so silly. For electric, I'm gonna go with Raichu, actually. I think Pikachu is really overrated, and I really like Raichu. For ice types, wow, there's so many options. Definitely Lapras. I love Lapras. It's so pretty. Same with fighting, not a lot of options, but I'm gonna go with Hitmonlee because there's not a lot of fighting types that I actually like. Now look at all these poison types. Wow, so many. But for poison, I'm probably gonna go with Coughing because I think Coughing and Wheezing are really funny. They're the silly billies. For ground type, Cubone, obviously. You know why. For flying, Aerodactyl, actually. It's a cool fossil Pokemon. For psychic, Mew. I love Mew. Actually, wait. Let's go with Starmie. Starmie is really cool. For bug, Venonat. I love Venonat. It's silly and I love it. For rock types, my favorite is Amistar because Lord Helix. All hail Lord Helix. For ghost, actually it's Haunter. I love Haunter. For dragon, Dragonair. I think Shiny Dragonair is awesome. Dark is only the glitch Pokemon and the substitute. Huh. I've never used the substitute, but I also love the ghost. For steel, Magnemite because it's the only one. For fairy, Clefable. For starters, Eevee actually. Eevee's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. For gimmick forms, it's just Megas and Gigantamaxes and stuff. I love some of the Megas, but I'd have to say that Gigantamax Butterfree is awesome. My favorite legend is Mew, and my favorite overall, oh god, this is gonna hurt, but, probably Porygon. I love Porygon. Pat pat. Alright, on to Gen 2. Gen 2 normal types, not you. I hate you. You can go die. Furret. I love its shiny. The Furret walking meme is the funniest thing ever to me. For fire, I actually love Macargo. It was my first ever shiny from the Ultra Wormhole in Gen 7 Ultra Sun and Moon. I played Ultra Sun. For water, Wooper. Wooper is just a silly billy. For grass, Blossom. I love Blossom. It's great. Electric, Flaffy. It's pink, and I love pink. For ice, geez, there's not a lot of ice types in Johto, but Sneasel. I love Sneasel. Fighting types, there's only 3, so Hitmontop. Poison, Spinarak. I love Spinarak, it's silly. Also, please don't mind that little bloop. That was my computer. My favorite ground type. Steelix. I think Steelix is cool. For flying, Ledian. I used a Ledian on my team in Sun and Moon, so all of the unknown forms. Espeon. Espeon's one of my favorite psychic types. For bugs, Shuckle. Shuckle is silly, and I love the character of Shuckle in the if Pokemon had like different the Pokemon evolutions videos by Dorkly. Those were funny. For rock type, Sudowoodo actually, or Corsola, but Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo is cool. For ghost, there's only one, and it's Misdreavus. For dragon, there's only Kingdra, so I have to pick it. For dark types, Houndoom. I love Houndoom. For steel, Skarmory. Skarmory is one of my favorites. For fairy type, Togepi. I love Togepi. It's great. The starters, my favorite is Chikorita, unpopularly. My favorite gimmick form, Megas Felix. It's awesome. My favorite legend is Celebi. And then my favorite overall, oh god, this is hard because a lot of these are some of my favorite Pokemon. Like, especially Espeon, Blossom, Furret, Celebi, and Togepi. But I'm gonna go with Togepi, because Togepi is awesome, and I have a shiny one. Now on to Gen 3. My favorite Gen 3 normal type. I love Skitty. It's silly, and there's a Hello Kitty reference in Oras if you go to the old Mauville ship and click on one of the shelves there. There's a doll of a Skitty, and it's called a Hello Skitty doll. Or a Hi Skitty doll, I think. Favorite fire type? Torkoal. There's a lot of good water types, but my favorite has to be Barboach, unpopularly, but it was my first shiny in Pokemon Shield that I found, and I named it after myself. That's for grass types. My favorite is Lileep. I love Lileep. It's silly, and I love it. Electric types, Manectric. It's so cool. For ice types, I love Hail Cast Form because hail, yeah. For fighting types, Breloom. Poison types, Roselia, I guess. I like Roselia. It's roses. Ground types, I still don't understand why you are a ground type, Flygon, but you're my favorite ground type. For flying, is that Shadow Lugia? That's awesome. My favorite flying type from Hoenn is Tropius. It's cool. Psychic, there's a lot of cool psychic types. Latias, I had a Latias in Oras, and I loved her. For bug type, Shedinja. Rock type, it's time to rock and roll with, I guess, Aeron. For ghosty boys, I love Banette. It's silly. For dragon types, Altaria. But seriously, why isn't Flygon Bug Dragon? It would be so cool. For dark types, Cacturn. It's silly, and I like it. A lot of my choices are silly Pokemon that I just like. Steel types, Mawile. It's cute. For fairy types, I like Ralts. I'm not choosing Gardevoir, you know why. For starters, my first ever playthrough of Oras, which was my first Gen 3 playthrough, I think it was a Torchic. So I'm gonna choose Torchic. My favorite gimmick form is all the Megas. I'm gonna sound basic for picking Mega Rayquaza, so I'm gonna go with Mega Mawile. It's cool. My favorite legendary. You can pick Shadow Lugia, but my favorite is Jirachi. And then my favorite overall, Latias. It was my best friend in my first playthrough of ORAS. I'm so upset that I had to restart that game. Alright, on to Gen 4. I've never played a Gen 4 game, so these are going to be based off of my opinion. My favorite normal type is Bunnery, because Purple Cliff is funny. My favorite fire type, Rotom Oven. It's silly, and I love it. My favorite water type is Gastrodon. I believe this is the East form. I like the blue color. It's pretty. Oh, for grass types, my favorite's Leafeon all the way. For electric types, is that the spiky-eared Pichu? Oh my god, it is. My favorite is Rotom, just for no reason other than I like Rotom. I like Frostlass. Frostlass is cool. For fighting types, I like Krogunk because of the anime. I thought it was funny. Even though I never watched the Diamond and Pearl anime. I'm gonna go with Skuntank because I think it's funny how, like, so many Nuzlockes were ruined because of that Pokemon. This is for ground type, so I'm gonna go with Gliscor. I like Gliscor. For flying types, Togekiss. I have a shiny one. I'm very unopinionated when it comes to Pokemon. For psychic, Bronzong, I guess, because Hellbell was a thing and I thought it was funny. For steel, or for rock types, Bonsly, actually. Bonsly was my first ever full odds shiny in Pokemon Ultra Sun. I was looking for a Rockruff with own tempo because I didn't know that the event was already over. Ghost types, Spiritomb. I like Spiritomb, it's funny. Dragon types. There's only the legendaries and then the pseudo-legendaries, so I'm gonna go with Gible. Dark types, Weavile. For steel types, once again, probably gonna go with Magnezone, because I have a shiny Magnezone in Violet. Oh, I could have chosen Togekiss for Fairy. I'm gonna do that, actually. I'm gonna choose a different flying type. I guess Drifblim. And then for Fairy, I'm gonna do Togekiss. My favorite starter is Piplup because of the anime. My favorite gimmick is Megalopony. I just really like its design. I used one in Ultra Sun in my playthrough, and I think that they're really cool. Also, High Jump Kick is awesome when it hits. My favorite legend is Shaman. I love Shaman, and there's no shame in that. But my favorite overall is Togekiss. Like I said, I love Togekiss. Same with Togepi, so it's here. Alright, on to Gen 5. I've only recently got a Gen 5 game, so this is gonna be... I know these ones are from the Pokestar Studios, but I only have Black, like, not Black 2. So I just see these and I giggled a bit, I'm not gonna lie. But my favorite is Audino. I love Audino. There was a creepypasta about Audino that I really liked as a kid. Oh, for fire types, I love Litwick. It's so cute. For water types, I don't understand why you aren't an evolved form of Luvdisc. Anyways, I'm gonna go with Panpour. There's not enough Panpour love in this community. Oh, my favorite grass type? Whimsicott, because I'm gonna save the starter for later. Oh, it's the... Look at that. It's pre-Iron Thorns. But my favorite electric type is Joltik. I think it's cute. I think it's funny. It's a silly little thing. A lot of people hate on these guys, but I'm gonna go with Vanillite. I love Vanillite. It's silly, and I love it. For fighting types, there's not a lot of fun fighting types that I like in this game. Also, please don't mind the little bloop for my computer again. I'm gonna go with Mean Shao, I believe is his name. For poison types, I have an Amoonguss I have a shiny Foongus and a shiny Amoonguss in Violet, so I'm gonna go with that. For ground type, Crocodile. I like Crocodile, it's cool. For flying types, I like Sigilif. I think it's cool. I have a shiny Mana in Go, so I'm gonna choose that. Or I have a shiny Masharna in Go. My favorite bug type, Leavanny. I really like Leavanny. I think it's cute. Gigalith, it's a freaking shame that you have to trade to evolve it. For ghost types, I love Cofagrigus. It's crazy cool. For dragon types, probably Haxorus. I would choose Dano, but it evolves so late. Lucas, stop messing around with the paper, please. Anyways, for dark types, Zorua. It freaking scared me in Go when it appeared as my shiny buddy. This is for steel types. I really like Ferroseed. I think it's cool. For fairy types, did I choose Whimsicott before? I'm gonna go with Cottony then. My favorite starter is Serperior because I have a shiny one in Go and it's my buddy in Go. My favorite gimmick form. Oh, these are the Pokestar Studio ones, but I love Mega Audino. I love that it got a form. My favorite legend is Genesect, just for the apparent reason that I love Genesect. And then my favorite overall is Serperior, because, like I said, I have a shiny one in Go, and it's my best friend. His name is Minty. Anyways, on to Gen 6. My favorite Gen 6 normal type. I like how the Megas are here as well, but my favorite Gen 6 normal type is probably Bunnelby because of the anime. Oh my god. My favorite fire type is Delphox, just because I love Delphox. My favorite water type, there's not a lot to choose from, but I'm gonna go with Froakie. I know it's basic, but there's not a lot there. My favorite Pokemon from the grass types in Gen 6 is Pumpkaboo. I hate that you have to trade to evolve it. Oh my god, the cosplay Pikachus! I love the Popstar Pikachu. It's like my best friend in the ORAS games. My favorite ice type is Aurorus because of the Aurora Borealis. My favorite fighting type that isn't a Mega is Hawlucha because, oh my god, that thing is so freaking scary. My favorite poison type that isn't a Mega is probably Skrelp because it's the only one that I can choose that isn't a Mega. My favorite ground type, it's Zygarde. God, there's so many forms of it, of Vivillon, or Vivillon. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm gonna go with a polar one because that's the one that I can get in where I live in the world. My favorite psychic type, Esper. I think it's cute. My favorite bug type is Spupa. It's silly. I think it's cute. My favorite rock type is Amora, I believe is its name. My favorite ghost type is Aegislash. I love Aegislash. My favorite dragon type is Goodra. I have one on my team in Scarlet and Violet. My favorite dark type is Malamar because of the anime. My favorite steel type is Klefki, oddly enough. My favorite fairy type is Sylveon. It was my favorite Pokemon for the longest time. My favorite starter is Fennekin. My favorite Mega or Gimmick form from this gen is probably Diancie. I love Mega Diancie from the movie. My favorite legend is Xerneas, and then my favorite overall is probably Sylveon. Sylveon's one of my favorite mons of all time. On to Gen 7, the first gen that I ever played. My favorite Gen 7 normal type is probably Type Null. I really like Type Null. I like its story. I think it's really cool and design-wise. My favorite fire type is definitely Alolan Marowak. I have one in Go, and it's a shiny, and her name is Pele. My favorite water type, Pyukumuku. I just like Pyukumuku. I think it's funny. My favorite grass type, Steenie. I really like Steenie. It's cute. My favorite electric type is Alolan Raichu, because I just recently found out why people make the pancake joke about it, and I think it's hilarious. My favorite ice type, Alolan Sandslash. My favorite fighting type is Beware, or Stuffle. I have a shiny one that I'm trying to evolve into a Beware in Go. My favorite poison type, Salazzle. I think it's really cool. I love its design. My favorite ground type, Mudsdale. I like riding on Mudsdale because I think it's cool. Minior. Oh my god, I love Minior. Minior is so silly and I love it so much. My favorite psychic type that isn't a legend is probably this form of Oricorio. My favorite bug type, I love Wimpod, silly little goober. My favorite rock type, it's time to rock and roll with Duskform Lycanroc, which I tried to find, or tried to get one in my Ultra Sun game, but I ended up finding a shiny Bonsly instead. My favorite ghost type is Mimikyu. No doubt about it. I mean, where did he go? I literally have a Mimikyu plushie. I've had this for years, but I can't find the other one because I had two. Now I only have this one. My favorite dragon type is Drampa. I love Drampa, and I love how it defends, the kids that it likes from bullies by just setting their house on fire. My favorite dark type is Incineroar, because in my first ever playthrough of Moon, which was my first Pokemon game ever, I used an Incineroar. My favorite steel type is Magearna because of the movie. Favorite fairy type, Primarina, because I have a male one in my Ultra Sun game that I wish I could have transferred over using Pokemon Bank to Pokemon Home, but no, because the freaking connection to the 3DS starter system is down forever now, and I'm sad about that. My favorite starter is Rowlet. My favorite gimmick form, Alolan Ninetales. I think it's so pretty. My favorite legend, Nebby. I love Nebby. And then my favorite overall is Mimikyu, because Mimikyu is amazing. Now, second to last generation, we go on to Gen 8. My favorite Gen 8 normal type is Obstagoon. I have a shiny one. In Go, I actually have 10 shiny Galarian Zigzagoons that I got from an event. My favorite fire type is Typhlosion. I've never played Legends Arceus, but I really like it, and I really wish I could. My favorite water type, Inteleon. My favorite grass type is Applin. I love Applin. Oh wait, I need to show you guys my Appleton thing that I made. Does this tell you guys that I really like Applin? I made this in school, yesterday, and it's my favorite thing ever. Anyways, getting right back into things, my favorite electric type is Morpeko. I love Morpeko. My favorite ice type has to be Snom. I love Snom. It's silly. My favorite fighting type is probably Sneasler or Phalanx. I love Phalanx. I'm going to go with Phalanx for this one, and then for Poison, I'm going to go with Sneasler. For ground types, there's not a lot of ground types that I actually like. I actually evolved a Yanma into Runerigus. Or, not Yanma. Yamask into Runerigus. So I'm going to go with that. My favorite flying type. Braviary. Like I said, never played Legends Arceus. Really want to. My favorite psychic type. I like the unicorn. My favorite bug type. Centiskorch, actually. I think it's cool. My favorite rock type is Growlithe. It's cute. My favorite ghost type is Sinistea. It's cute. My favorite dragon type. I like Sliggoo in this, or Goodra in this form. My favorite dark type, like I said, I have a crap ton of shiny Galarian Zigzagoons. My favorite steel type. This is hard. My favorite steel type is probably Duraludon. I've never used one, but I had to fight one. Favorite fairy type is Alchemy. I have one in Sword. My favorite starter is Cinderace because of my Cinderace Cine. My favorite gimmick form, my favorite gimmick Pokemon is one of the Gigantamaxes or one of the regional forms. My favorite regional form probably has to be Sneasel. I love Sneasel. My favorite legend, I hate Palkia. I hate how it looks like a horse. My favorite legend is Zacian. It's cute. Or not Zacian, Zamazenta. Plus, its shiny is magenta, and magenta is my favorite color. Out of all of them, my favorite is Alcremie. I love Alcremie. It's silly. It's fun. I love it. Alright, second to last row. We're almost there. My favorite normal type is male Lechonk, actually. I like the emo ear cut, I guess. My favorite fire type is Ceruledge, because I have one. My favorite water type is obviously Quaquaval, because I love this gay ass. I named mine Josuke after, the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character. My favorite grass type is Meowscarada, or not Meowscarada, Sprigatito. Favorite electric type, Tadbulb, Frog Army. Favorite ice type, Cetitan. It's cute. It's cool. Favorite fighting type, I love Iron Valiant. It's awesome. Favorite poison type is Clodsire. I think it's cute. It's derpy. It's fun. Favorite ground type, Wooper. It's silly. It's lovely. Favorite flying type, I've never actually used any of these Pokemon aside from Iron Jugulis, so I guess that. Favorite psychic type from this generation, I fucking hate Veluza. Fuck you. Farigiraf, I guess. Favorite bug type is Tarantula. I think it's cute. Favorite steel type, I've never actually used any of these Pokemon. So I'm gonna go with Garganacl. Favorite ghost type, I hate how you had to collect all of the frickin' Gimmighoul coins just to get it, but I love Gimmighoul. It's silly. My favorite dragon type, Dipplin. It's silly. I love it. Favorite dark type, Jesus, there's not a lot of options that aren't, like, legendaries. But Mabostiff. The Mabostiff in the game, like, that story with Arven is so sad. My favorite steel type is Tinkatuff because it helps me beat the league. Favorite fairy type, Dachshund. It's literally a dachshund. I love dachshunds. Favorite starter is Quaxley. My favorite form is Wooper. My favorite legend is Miraidon. I love Miraidon. Then my favorite overall, Quaxley, or Quaquaval. And now for the final row. We go through all of them all over. My favorite normal type out of all of the ones that I chose is Baneri. Out of all the ones I chose for fire, I'm gonna go with Delphox. It's really fun, it's really cool. For all of the water types, I'm gonna go with Quaquaval because Quaquaval is awesome. Lucas, stop that! Anyways, for grass types, my cat is messing things around in the background. Lucas, stop it! My favorite overall is Blossom. Sorry, I had to tell my cat off. Anyways, my favorite electric type is Cosplay Pikachu in Popstar form. Favorite ice type, Hail Yeah cast form. My favorite fighting type is Phalanx. I love Phalanx. Silly Guy. My favorite poison type is Clodsire. I think it's cute. My favorite ground type is Flygon. My favorite flying type is Minior. My favorite psychic type is Latias. Favorite bug type is Wimpod. Favorite ground type is Bonsly. Favorite ghost type is Mimikyu all the way. Favorite dragon is Goodra. Regular Goodra. My favorite dark type, I like the ghost. I think it's funny that they put it there. Favorite steel type, Magearna. Favorite fairy type, Sylveon. My favorite starter, Serperior. My favorite gimmick or form is Hisuian Sneasel. My favorite legendary is Xerneas, and my favorite of all of them, of all the ones that I just went through, from here all the way to here, out of all of these, my favorite is Mimikyu. Like I said, I have a Mimikyu plushie. He's still right here. He's been watching over me the entire time in the background. Look at you. You're my favorite Pokemon of all time. Aren't you happy? Anyways, that was my favorite Pokemon of every type in every generation. If you want to do this yourself, the website is right here. CajunAvenger.github.io. I will have a link in the description to it. So anyways, have a good one.